Well, I want to go over some things about why I think, 2022 is going to be an incredible year for most of the people. And actually, when I say most of the people, I'm talking about people in the lower half. See, in 20 and 21, it seems like the upper half didn't weren't affected by that much for the pandemic, and their incomes grew, their savings grew, everything did, and the lower half, everything went down the toilet. Yep. And what causes that or not is certainly we'll be talking about that forever. But what I see is happening in 2022, now that we're trying to get back on our feet, the most important thing about it is that the lower half finally learned that the government has stuff that they could use. See, to me, the rich people always use this stuff. The rich people always use the government programs. This is how I started. I helping Fortune 500 companies and millionaires become billionaires using government programs. And this pandemic really showed, I think, the rest of the country the power of the government. Now, the government doesn't solve every problem or whatever, but it gives you an awfully good hand up. And it's an edge, and it's for everybody. But it was used mostly by the rich. And now I think that what happened because of stimulus packages and things like this, man, now people will take a look at what the government has for anything. And the government always had these things. They always had programs for helping you start a business. They always had programs for helping you get a better job. They always had programs for you to get an education and get a higher paid income. They always had programs to help you pay for your health care. And I don't mean like Medicare and things like this, but in addition to the government, see, there's nonprofit organizations that do this too. There are always nonprofit organizations that help you start a business, and they didn't charge you money. There are always nonprofit organizations that train you for a better job, and they didn't charge you money. There's always nonprofit organizations that provided health care and dental care and eye care and eyeglasses and hearing aids and everything, and they didn't charge you money. But we couldn't find out about these people because we relied on Google. And that's what happened with the internet society growing up. And I'm a data guy, man. I studied databases back in the 70s. And I had an MBA in management information systems, really studying databases. And that's what happened. Their databases created Google. And so people think that that's where all the money is, that's where all the information is. And it's true. But what happened is that it's been taken over by not people that help each other, not by the people that provide all the free stuff, but by people who make money at it. You know, so you're not going to find the people that will help you for free to start a business. You're not going to find the people that give you free legal help. You're not going to find the people that will give you free eyeglasses. You're not going to find the people that give you free hearing aids. You're not going to find the people who give you a free airline ride, to visit a sick relative or things. No, because nobody makes money off of that. And it's no matter what you are doing. And that's about meta, because it's more than just money. I mean, what people thought about is grants, and it's true. No, they give out more grants than ever before, but there's more than that, and it's a mega grant. It's more than it's people. It's people showing you what are the best grants for you. It's people showing you the applications that are right for you. It's not having an application. See, that's the next step. Not only the applications to get the money and the grant or whatever, but how do you find that grant? There's just too many, and there's too many requirements. And what we're starting to learn now, and I see it through Let's Go Help members, they're starting to see they're having success by calling people, not by finding the applications for a grant, because no one can keep track of that. There are things that are changing so quickly every day, every hour, or whatever, and they're so complicated until you find somebody that knows all that stuff and could tell you the one. Sort of like me, if people come to me and say, "Hey, where should I apply for this?" Well, if you go on Google and say where to apply for that, you're going to get a billion websites, literally a billion websites. I'll cut that down to a couple dozen, and that's it. Now that's a big change. And that's what we're facing individually when you try to look for money to do something. So well, next year, I think we've come a long way in these last 2 years with the pandemic. And now we have learned how to use the system like the fat cats, because the fat cats use this all the time. That's who all the lobbyists are in Washington. They're not for the poor people, the middle class. No, for the fat cats. That's who I used to work with, and that's how I learned about this stuff. I didn't know anything about this growing up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I just knew the government was the Division of Motor Vehicles and the post office and the IRS. No, man, it has so much, and that's it. Now here, like we give members here 500 mini grants just in your state, and these are the sources. See, what you get are the sources, the offices that have these mini grants in each state. Okay, here, now how to take the Biden programs, that are going to go away in just a few weeks now. Some of them, will hang around. Some of it will be extended, but a lot of them are set to cancel on the 31st. And that's what you have to know. You want to get on that train because there is so much money sitting there that they have to get rid of so fast, and they haven't gotten rid. Some of these states have only spent like 20% of the money they have. That's right. And that's for rents. Only 20% of the money. God, now that is just a crying shame to me. Now here's a step-by-step guide. After studying this stuff for 40 years, so I put together like a step-by-step guide to help people understand. Okay, here's what you do to find all the sources where you live to get rid of debt. All the people that will help you. All the people that will, even pay bills for you, so you don't have to pay the bills. And then all the people. Okay, you have debt. And you have expenses that you have to pay, and now you have to earn income. Okay, now here's the other side of the story: how to create more income. There's government programs that create more income, or to train you so you get more income, or find a better job for you so you're earning more money, or to start a business at home or something like that. So you're earning money on the side. See, there are government programs for all that, so getting rid of debt or whatever. Or here now that since the Biden administration came in, or actually was really Trump started this, for special programs just for rent and utilities. Now that's just not one program for each by the federal government. They're programs, there's dozens of them in every area, and every state has dozens of these. You have the federalist one, and then every state has money. Every state collects money, and they want to solve problems for their people who are in financial trouble. So they start their own programs. That's why it's different in every state. And then you have to know how to research it. You have to know how to say, okay, how do I find everything in that state? Okay, so it's a process. You have to do. It's a step by step. Anybody can do it. It's sort of like turning on the computer. You're sitting there looking at it. If you don't know where the on button is, it's not going to happen. And that's what and actually we did something for the holidays is all the places you could get free cars, even free gifts, free clothes or free food, gift cards, and everything. These are nonprofit organizations that are trying to help people in the community. And now there are a lot more people in financial trouble that need this. And that's what's fun about our job, is showing people more like this. And we're really trying to get people that you can't find a place where you go click, 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 and you fill out a form. No, I mean, that may happen, and it can happen, more than once, but most of the good stuff is going to take more than that. That's what we're trying to do, is teach people about that process. If you don't know the system of why you hit a baseball and you're just going to sit there and swing and get lucky and hit one, no. You got to learn the basics so you hit more balls instead of one just getting lucky. And they're the people you see in commercials. That one person who got lucky and got the grand prize, just, oh, wow. And you think it's not. No, it takes skill to get more than just pure luck to get it, And it's not magic. No, it just, you have to think that way a little. And it may take a while. Here, free cars and free car repair. There's even more of that coming up. Cars are getting so expensive. People have to repair more, and they can't get to work if they don't have that. So that's it. God, businesses starting an invention or starting a nonprofit, freelancing. There is so much help. Millions and millions and millions of entrepreneurs get money and help from the government to satisfy that, or nonprofit organization. Most of it comes from the government or from other nonprofit organizations. job training, education, and jobs itself, getting a job. You know, see, these are the ways that the government is trying to improve your life. Okay. Now, if you don't know about them doing that, then you're not going to ask, right? That's the problem. They don't advertise. They're not allowed to. They don't have advertising money. If a government agency gets Congress to give them $5 billion to give out for a problem, then they can't ask for, hey, give me a couple of million so I could advertise. No, no, they can't get that. Home repair. So many houses are boy in need of repair, particularly lower income houses. And so the grant money that's available, also for real estate investing, man, there is so much money for that too. Buying homes, fixing up homes, being a real estate investor, student debt, that's starting to change a lot. Just did another commercial, or whatever, a video on the debt. They're extending the payments. And it looks like Biden's going to maybe forgive $50,000 of debt for everybody. He has that power to do it. Doesn't have to go back to the Congress. And he said he was going to do it at first, then he changed their mind. And now that Congress is pissing him off, maybe he may say, screw you, I'm going to do it myself. So we'll have to see on that. Special consultants. See, it's not only the grants. How would you like a free personal consultant to help you manage all that debt you have, help you manage that, what information or what decisions to make about mortgages or getting a loan, or these are people that don't make money off you. See, what we do is we go to get that help from people who want to sell us something. So that means they have an implied bias of selling you their product, not for making the best decision for you, making the best decision for them. Now that's crazy to me, but it's simple because we don't know we have it. The people who will do it for free don't advertise. You know, that's what I'm talking about. It's more than grants. It's meta. It's meta grants. It's much more. It's beyond grants that are even more important. Because if you could find a government official who knows all those grants and knows the right one for you, that's better than filling out 500 forms and get lucky on one is yours. No. You can't do that. Healthcare. There are so many free sources of help by not only government, but nonprofit organizations. Help you, give you living expenses because you're ill and can't go to work anymore, or something like that. Or getting a ramp in your driveway because now you're in a wheelchair, or getting the equipment you need because you have a handicap because of the health problem. It just, there's hundreds and thousands of programs like that for dental care, medical bills, prescription drugs, right? Special help for veterans. There's researchers to find grants only for veterans. If you're a veteran, you call these researchers up and they'll find the grants for you. Now that's cool. And there's a lot of help for emergency people. So if you have an emergency, I looks like I'm going to be foreclosed on or something. Okay. Every office, every city, every town, every state has places of emergency help, emergency money. It's not big money, maybe $1,000, $1,500 probably is the max, that kind of thing. So that's why no matter what area of life, the government is well entrenched there with a whole bunch of money. And remember, the government represents over a third of everything in our country. Sure, it's not all the country, but a third, that's a big chunk, and they're there to solve the problems that you have in your life. So that's why I think we all should know about these, because that's a tool. It's like having, you want to fix your bathroom and you don't have any tools. You don't have a hammer, you don't have a screwdriver, you don't have a saw, you don't have any of that stuff. Well, you have a financial problem. The government has a whole bunch of tools you could use for free instead of calling a plumber. Or somebody. That's what it is. It's tools that are there for everybody because you live here. That's the only requirement you have to have. You live in here. So this is for you too. That's what I've been trying to do for 40 or I don't know how many years, 40 at least, is educate. Because when I first started doing this, it was helping rich people. I was, God, they use all this stuff. I didn't know about this stuff. They taught me about it. because I didn't know about anything. I grew up middle class in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I thought the DMV was the only government office until I joined the Navy. Sorry, and learned a little bit more. So let me help you if I can. It's there even if I help you or not. So start investigating yourself.
May the source be with you.